You are a teacher. A teacher is supposed to teach. Teacher teaches, people listen, matter ends. People go to library, take the knowledge, they understand, grasp it, matter ends. What is the difference between all the knowledge in the libraries and around, and what is the difference knowledge which a teacher gives? I'm not talking of a preacher here, I'm talking of a real teacher. Teacher penetrates. And normally teacher fails. Please understand that. And still he penetrates, and he fails, and still he penetrates, and he fails. Rejection is not a matter of action for the teacher. Teacher's job is to keep on acting, and student job is to keep on reacting and not accepting. And once a student starts accepting, he's no more a student, he becomes teacher. It is human faculty not to listen. This is a human faculty. Listen, not to listen, speak, don't mean anything. You know, hear, they don't hear. They say, it's all, whole thing is based on to be, not to be. But if you want to be a teacher, then purity, piety is your power. It's not that there is any dearth of teachers here. Everybody wants to be a teacher, everybody is a teacher. But actually, a teacher is a self-surrender to self-higher self. And after that surrender, first sign comes, you mana achinta papate darre. Then you even don't do the wrong things, even in remote thoughts. You don't get mad at people, you don't talk about them. I mean, you do not relate to any weakness of anyone. That's the first faculty of the teacher. He doesn't relate to the weakness, he relates to the strength and tries to make best of it. That is teacher's pride. That is teacher's ornamentation. That's teacher's job. Know this first, that a person has strength and then a person has a weakness. And we are all not saints. That's why there are so rules and regulation, driving license, building permits. God knows. I mean, you can't even meet. Life is not a very polite thing. Life is to compete, compare, and live confused. Oh yeah, please don't misunderstand me. Mostly you are competing, comparing, and the result of that is you are confused. And a confused person is a confused person. And mostly you will be very glad to see, mostly teachers are very confused. They did first wrong thing is they cater to their student. Second, they want to run an election and be very popular. Third, they want to be controlling. Fourth, they want everybody to relate to them with almost respect, and they can do whatever they want. It's very funny. I tell you how easy target a teacher is. I was being discussing something with it today, and the person said, "We freaked out." I said, "Why?" "Oh, you wanted my business." I said, "Your business? What for?" "What I need your business for?" "But what you said?" I said, "If you cannot do a business, let me help you and somebody to help your business. Don't freak out." That's all I said. No, we thought you are going to take over a business. I said, "How?" There are a lot of people here who've forgotten when I met them who they were and what their financial statement was and what their financial statement is today. And I'll be very glad to let you know how much you have paid. As far as I'm concerned, not a penny. What comes from you belong to you. Whatever I earned belong to you. And you can't see that grace because you don't have that grace. What is this? A teacher with the teachings measure things with money. If a student measures with it, it's okay. Student is a raw, obnoxious, crazy, undisciplined material. I mean, don't misunderstand. The student is not a god, not a human. Student is just one bulk of obnoxiousness. Arrogant, ignorant, arrogant, obnoxious, and fanciful, thoughtful, this thing, that thing. And their status is, I'm attorney, I'm doctor, I'm this, I'm that. They're all very earthly. Spiritual teacher has actually no relevance to it. Absolutely not. Can't relate to it. Spiritual teacher is very easy target of this madness and insanity. All the time it happens to him. But without you, who else can do it? Think of it. You took an oath, you took a job to serve the deep spirit of the humanity. And if you took an oath and that job that you will serve the humanity, who else can do it? And there is nothing student will not try to bring you down to his or her level. And there's nothing which in you will come down. And every student will judge you as a man or a woman, whatever you are, look like. And to everyone, you are supposed to look like the God giver. Don't be the God. Give the God. And if you cannot accept this condition, don't become a teacher. And tragedy of this whole thing is that student once comes to you, that's all student can do. And if you are expecting student very moral, mannerful, ethical, nice, sweet, obedient. I don't know, you have a lot of relative qualities. I think you are nuts. You are not a teacher. If there is no insanity, no garbage, no nonsense, no tragedy, no whatever, why you are needed to begin with? More idiots are, more you are needed. More work. So, that's a part of it, comes with territory, that's a part of your job. You might be sometimes feeling you are being respected, people bow to you and all that. That is compensation for equal obnoxiousness, abusiveness, and all that. It's just little compensation, a big deal. It's not something you are very proud of. You know, it's very funny. Sometimes there are teachers, there are some... Let me tell you how things happen. I think I lived 39 years in India. I was a total misfit. Total. I mean, I agree. I came here and I'm also misfit here. You cannot fit with the obnoxiousness and the insanity if you are a teacher. So you are a misfit. You have come here to fit things in its relevance. You not understand your job. You are not running an election, you are not winning wealth. You are being taken care of, doesn't matter what. But you have to not pocket anything. Whatever comes to you, unto thee, O Lord, unto thee, unto thee. Second part as a teacher, which is most painful, is you love a student with heart and head, and you admire them. Because of their obnoxiousness and their neurosis, they hit you so hard under the belt, you can't even take it. As a human, but as a teacher, it's okay. Student shall keep on insulting you because student doesn't want to respect you, because student doesn't respect himself and herself. It's not the student's fault. The student have come, that's all it is. Beyond that, you can expect from a student. You compete, you compare, you are confused. Or you content, and you are continuous. There's one thing in the prayer of the Sikhs. They count all sacrifice. Those who were burned alive, there was a cut piece by piece, they were boiled, they were tied with the trees and burned. It's a long history of torture. And for all of them, and for their resolution, they say Vaheguru. But there's one most beautiful line, Jinna veke and dit kita, those who saw and made it unseen. Those who saw others' weakness and took it as unseen. For their graciousness and forgiveness, say Vaheguru. It's an amazing line. You cannot give anybody anything other than trouble. And you enjoy trouble. And you want the trouble. That passes your time. That's good. You can't give anybody other than trouble. Or you can give somebody forgiveness. And you cannot give forgiveness to anybody if you do not give forgiveness to yourself. And you, if you have not learned to forgive yourself, you cannot forgive anybody. And if you cannot forgive anybody, you have to react. And when you react, you have all the action of your life. Somebody did a lawsuit to me and it was very heavy, 2.5 years. And then finally the case fell apart. And then for me, the only choice was for malicious persecution I should go after. And I was asked to decide that. I said, what? It's over, finished. Because it is not your right and wrong, and let somebody else judge it. But you should not judge it if you're a conscious person. Because crown of spirituality is always bestowed. You cannot conquer in the court of law. It is a story of Guru Hargobind, the 6th Guru. He announced, if somebody can read to me the Japji of Nanak, I'll be very grateful. One very old Sikh came, he said, I can correctly read it. Guru sat down and the Sikh started reading it. And Guru started slipping to the end. And when Japji came to end, Guru just came back where his position was. One Sikh said, my Lord, we have not seen this. As the Japji was being recited, you started slipping. And when it came to finish, you just jumped back to your place here. And then you gave this man a beautiful horse and a bag full of gold and other things. Can you explain why you were moving? He said, when he was reading the Japji of Nanak, he was like Nanak. And I thought what I can give him in reward. To my mind it came, I'll give him Guru Nanak's seat on which I am sitting. So I'll retire and make him the Guru. And I was making that mind and I was sleeping. In the end, his mind came to, if Guru is real and he likes me as I'm reciting, he should give me such and such horse and a bag of gold and I'll be very satisfied. He decided it, I jumped back, why should I give him this place? This place has no price. He asked for the price, so I give him the price. Those who put Jesus Christ on the cross must have been very happy that day, because they were asked to compete and compare. They compared him with a thief and a murderer, and they let murderer and thief go, and they asked him to be put on the cross. And they spanked him and carried him. And to mock at him, they put a crown of thorns to make the king of the Jews. Can you understand the humiliation? But today he is the Son of God, and those who were are not and never shall be. You do not understand. You judge things by pain and pleasure. Things are actually judged by time and beyond time. Yasu, Fatma's son, was born. To cover him there was no cloth, to put him to rest there was no place. So in a manger they made a little place and covered him with straw. That's exactly a fact. If you were there, you must have seen it. If you are not, still it is true. That orphan, who they call bastard, the boys bet him one day. He came from the school, and they say, "You are bastard, you have no father." He came to mother, "Where's my father?" He said, "Your father lives in heavens with many mansions." That boy never forgot till the end. And he said, "How do you can say this?" She said, Israel, the angel, told me, and if you're not believing me, you can go and ask your aunt. And that was his belief. That boy was bastard. Now he is the son of God. That man who didn't have a space other than manger, in his name today, all property is held all over the world, beautiful, with steeples and all that, and no government can tax it. None. He has homes everywhere. At that time, the manager of the inn said, "Hey, you can get into the stockyard." And that is where he was born. Who knows on whose destiny the hand of God of blessing will shine its light? That's not your relationship. Your relationship in gain and loss, in popularity and understanding, in fulfillment of emotions and feeling, in vengeance and revenge, in complaints and in cries. Once I asked my friend, "Why your wife is upset?" He said, "Oh, she'll be all right in 10 minutes. I know, she's in a rage. Man, she's yelling and screaming." He said, "Give me 20 minutes. Meanwhile, his clerk came. He brought him an envelope. And he went to him. He said, "Darling, what is this?" He said, you, I heard it." He said, "My friend has come." Yeah. You know. He said, "By the way, here is something you asked for." And she counted. She said, "Thank you." I said, "Wow. Your relationship is measured by money and is marred by emotions. You are not comprehensive. You are always apprehensive. You are happy when you gain, you are unhappy when you lose. Judgment is yours. When you gain, you are not happy because your gain is somebody's loss. When you lose, you should not be unhappy because it's somebody's gain. Who cares? Matter cannot be produced and cannot be destroyed. It can be only converted into energy. Teacher is a statutory status of a God-giver, free and clear. Serve without tiredness, relates with all this smile and yells and screams and whatever, to shape. Harder the stone, heavier is the hammer. But not in the West. Here, human rights, law, assault and battery. If nothing but obnoxiously slandering the teacher, he is mannerless, this, less, that, less. I mean, don't misunderstand me. I don't want to tell you there's not a one abuse which I have not heard myself with my own students. Because student in insecurity and doubt is the heavily barking dog or a biting nuisance. So don't misunderstand that when you will become teachers, you will not face this. And this comes with a territory. So if you have any obnoxious thought, to be a teacher is all bed of flowers and bed of roses and all chowries are going to happen to you, yeah, I think you're very badly mistaken. First of all, if you're a male teacher, your wife is going to be jealous that all these girls relate to you. What is your relationship? If you are a woman teacher, you know better what happens. So I mean, it's all there. Then why we are becoming teachers? Because it is the highest status in a human life.